Okay.
Right, hello there. This has been a few months since we've had one of these streams, but this is the first of hopefully a couple of streams specific to the IMVU Creator in Residence program with yours truly, jazzKat or Cat, and our fellow CIR, Kuroi.
Yep. Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. My name is Kuroi. You may also know me as Kuroi001 on IMVU. Nice to have you here.
So today, what we're going to do, unfortunately, I can't get his screen into proper full screen, so it's windowed, unfortunately, but we'll sort this out for the next stream. But
yes, definitely.
yeah, so what Kuroi is going to do is take us through the basic process of using Marvelous Designer to design something. Hi, Unequal.
Yeah.
So he's going to take us through the process of making a thing in Marvelous Designer, and then hopefully, depending on how much time we have, we'll be able to bring that through 3D Studio Max in this particular instance, and take that through Max into IMVU Classic or Studio. Which one are we thinking of using? Studio?
Yeah, Studio today, I guess.
Yeah, all right.
Because
So
our main focus is on Studio.
yes. So take it away, I guess. Let's
Yeah.
make a thing in Marvelous.
Let me just quickly introduce Marvelous Designer. This is just Marvelous tool to design clothes, mostly soft surface. You can't make furniture in this application, but you can make something like pillows, cushions, throws for your furniture. Just let me quickly show you how it behaves. You just quickly create something in 2D video, 2D this screen on the right side, and it appears on the 3D view on the left side.
Hang on a
And
sec.
when you
Pause there for a
press,
second. Let me just up your video,
yep.
your audio.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
So,
continue. See if that's any better.
Yeah, when you press spacebar, it will just create real life and real time physics of the plot, as you can see. Okay, so let's return to our main subject of this tutorial, just creating quickly t-shirt for this particular tutorial. So I will go just through the creation process, and we just let me just check something. Yep, we have to split the lines.
So what are you doing there?
Yep, I just created, let's say, a rectangle on 2D view, and I'm going to make a t-shirt from this.
Pause there for a second. Can you boost your audio your end? So
My audio.
Yeah, your mic.
I don't
mic
know.
input.
Just not sure if I can do this. Privacy.
Hang on, I'll just move you off screen just in case you reveal something you shouldn't.
Yeah. I can just make the microphone closer to me. Maybe it will sound better. Or maybe I can speak louder.
Well, yeah, don't shout.
Yeah, I will try. How about now? Is it better?
I don't know. Hang on.
Okay. I will just keep describing my workflow.
Yeah, you keep going, and then I'll.
Sure, you will just tell me if I have to adjust anything. So okay, now we are in a process of designing the front panel of our t-shirt. As you can see, it's quite easy, and you can feel yourself like a tailor because you just create a pattern of your new t-shirt. Let me just move it a bit aside.
Oh, so you're using flat planes.
Yes, this is 2D view. So in 2D,
okay.
right? And yeah, on the left side, as you can see, it appears in 3D. What can I tell you about the 3D view? Okay, I will show you the wireframe. And let me just continue and describe the process. So we have only one side of the t-shirt, and we can unfold this to make it symmetrical, right? So let me just quickly unfold symmetric editing with sewing. So we are going to sew the t-shirt in a moment. As you can see, it appeared to be on the right side. And just let me quickly change my tool, edit curvature point, just a bit. Okay, now we got a messy mesh. We have to, we don't have to, but we should remesh this front of a t-shirt. As you can see, we got
So why does it do that? Why does it make a messy mesh instead of?
It just it is designed that way to make it look like this, and to some people, to some application, it is okay to create such a mesh, right?
Right.
But for IMVU, we should go to quadratulate, right?
All right.
Because
yes.
we don't want to have triangles in
Quadrangulate. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
no, that's a new word for me too. Quadrangulate.
Yeah. So the more squares, the better, right? As you can see. Of course, we can't get rid of the triangles as well, but we can do this in 3D Studio or Blender if you prefer. Blender.
Right. So you can make it quads, but you can't retopology. You can't rejig the triangles into quads.
Yeah, I mean, you can do this edit topology.
Oh, right. Okay.
But it takes time, right?
Right.
But for this tutorial, we will go just through main features
just the basics.
of the exactly, of the Marvelous Designer. So okay, so we got the front. We have to now make a back panel of the t-shirt, and we can just copy and mirror paste. So we will paste this on this side, and it appeared in 3D view as well. Just let me move this to the back of the avatar, and we just have to flip normals, right? Let me just quickly find flip normal. Okay, and yeah, if we press space bar, because this one is generating let's say a mesh onto avatar, it won't, right? It just fell down.
Oh, right. Okay.
So we have to return and sew those pieces together. We can do this in 3D view, edit sewing, segment sewing, sorry, and just press here and on the other edge. As you can see now, we have perfect symmetrical sewing of the mesh, and we have to also sew the top. I don't know how you call those.
Well, yes, shoulders. Yeah.
Shoulder edges. I don't know. Yep. And keep that in mind. Those tiny pieces of the, I don't know, what is it? Lines. Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
They have to be at the same place on the both sides.
Oh, okay.
If we press them on the wrong side, as you can see, it will cause issues.
Okay.
So we have to remember to, when we have one on top, the second one should be as well on top. And we also have symmetrical sewing because we use symmetry here. And now I press spacebar, and yep, We got
Oh,
something like sleeveless t-shirt,
yeah,
so
crop
we
top.
have to only make a sleeves now. And you can just move it in real time to adjust the position of the t-shirt as well, if you prefer.
That's pretty cool.
Let me just quickly move this here to make it look more natural. This doesn't look natural, right? So let me just edit curvature. Yep, and it looks better now. Okay, so let's return to our sleeves. Now we can do rectangle as well. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I use IMVU avatar. You will have to import your avatar from IMVU because this is the best way to work on those.
Yeah, that's probably one we can. That's a video we can cover.
Yeah, exactly. Just
yeah.
keep commenting, guys, if you want to have I don't know, particular issue or feature covered in the another tutorial. Okay. Yeah, I will quickly show you the another feature. Let me just quickly remesh this one. We have something like show arrangement points. Is it going to show? Oh, it's not showing. So this is something that doesn't go as I wanted to. No, unfortunately, it doesn't show anything. Maybe I will have to restart the Marvelous Designer, but not now. We don't have time for this. The arrangement points just quickly snaps apart, let's say, this plane onto the shoulder. But yeah, we don't have enough time to cover this at the moment because it's not working as it should.
What should it be doing?
It just quickly snaps this plane
Right.
onto the shoulder.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to manually just put it here. But I will try to show it maybe in the next video. It worked offline, so as always we have some issues when we go live.
Yeah.
You can't foresee everything. Okay, so now we have to do the sleeve. So let me just quickly add point the line. Oh, maybe I will just make a curvature now. I can't, just lag, sorry. If we do this way, it will appear more smoother on the final result. So this is the pattern you should keep eye on when you design sleeves. Let me just split the line.
So you're essentially arranging that so it's going to fall from the top downwards.
Yeah.
Right.
Something like this. And let me just check. Yep. Okay. I didn't show you how to make sewing in 2D view. Just it's the same way, right? Like in 3D view, you just pick point and another point to sew. And yep. Now we have to just sew the rest of the sleeve to the top. Just let me just quickly enlarge this because I think it's too small when it comes to the sleeve. You know, it's up to you how you design the top. And sometimes, you know, you want to design something and you will design something different that looks even better that you wanted. So yeah. And yeah, let me just quickly segment sew this to this and this to the back. And yes, we have one sleeve, right? Let us make it smaller. So keep that in mind that this is my first live stream, so I'm pretty stressed right now. But always, it has to be always, right? The first time.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, so we got one side, and we also can just, not wrong button, we can copy this one and mirror paste. It should appear somewhere here. Yes, we have it. And just, we can quickly sew the last sleeve. Oh, wrong button, sorry. Yes, and we have almost finished our t-shirt, right? Let me just check everything. Yep, we have this one. Okay, we have some areas that we can work on, right? Over here. Well, we can leave those folding pieces of cloth to make it look natural. Let me just show you how can we fix some areas with steam. So this is like ironing your own clothes, right? So you just steam this part. Just look at those pieces of mesh. Oh, wrong part. It should be.
Oh, right. Okay, so it's smoothing it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's smoothing, shrinking a bit. It depends on the values you input here, right?
Right.
And yeah, it looks much better than before. Just let me quickly save my work. You just go to File, Save As and Project, and let's say IMVU Live. It saves your file as Marvel Designer and also PNG. So yeah, keep that in mind. And you can import both, and they are going to work in Marvel's Designer, of course. Okay, we saved our work.
All right, so before you go on,
Yep.
zoom into the 3D view on the shoulders or the armpits. So when you're designing your item, is there a way to better manage or organize the topology? Or
Yes,
is that
you
something
can.
that you have to do?
Well, as I said before, you can edit your topology here, but it
Right.
takes time, right?
Right.
I usually take it to the 3D Studio and just do this, correct the topology.
So it's
Or
basically
even
quicker to do it in Max.
it is. I mean, for me, it is
Right.
quicker to do in Max because you have the tools, right, to just quickly press the button and it will just retopologize entire mesh.
Yeah.
Reduce the size of the mesh as well. But what's important when you are making a t-shirt or any piece of cloth to IMVU, this one particle distance, you can decrease this. And when you decrease, look at the mesh, how it looks now.
Oh, okay.
It looks more smoother, right? And the physique, the gravity that works on the mesh will also be affected. Let me just quickly, okay. As you can see, it looks nicer, right? And you got wrinkles, folds, so you don't have to manually do them in Max or just by textures, right? You can just pinch the top like here and to just look it any way you like. And you can also use pins just when you want to pin something. You can move the pin here. And when you press, let's make it more natural. And when you press spacebar, it will just look like, I don't know, raised t-shirt.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
So if you lower the resolution of the mesh, what do those folds look like?
Yeah, let me just quickly show you. I usually go with 20. Now we have 10, so this is quite high resolution, maybe midi-core, right? Medium resolution. Just let me do 20, and it looks like this. I usually go with I don't have many folds, or I don't want to make a lot of folds or wrinkles, I just go with 20.
So
And
if every time you change the resolution, it essentially recalculates the layout.
exactly.
So what would you need to do? Well, this is probably another one for another video, but what would you need to do if you were wanting to? So you increase the res, you manually place in your folds. Is there a way to lock that in place so that you could basically bake normal maps from that? Or
Yes, you can. You have the two different: solidify,
right,
or straighten, right? Or you can freeze the mesh. So when I freeze the mesh, the
okay.
part of the mesh, I can move the sleeve, but nothing else moves.
Oh,
Right? I
okay.
mean, the frozen part doesn't move at all. Okay,
Oh,
and
that's
I
cool.
probably destroyed my t-shirt. Just
Oh,
let me
yeah.
quickly fix that. Okay, almost. Yep. Okay, and you can unfreeze it anytime, and yeah, it returns to the previous state. You can also solidify this one. So this doesn't work as before, this is harder to move. You can
Right.
still move it, but it
Okay.
doesn't move like other parts here. And
Right.
it's harder to just move.
So it gives it more substance, for want of a better word.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And
Okay.
what else can we tell about the Marvel's designer?
So you
for
don't
this?
do any you don't do any texturing, you don't do any UV mapping, you don't do
You
it.
can do, of course. I just wanted to go
All right, yeah.
to UV mapping in a second, but I have to describe one important feature of the Marvel's designer, which is, let me go to fabric. We have fabrics here.
And Unequal's got a question. What happens
Yep.
if you freeze and then change the particle distance?
When you freeze like this.
Yeah, so if you freeze a section and then...
Let me just quickly show you.
Oh, so
it will go, yeah. It won't affect.
Oh, it applies
I
it
mean,
to the...
it applies, but yeah, it doesn't change any part of this, and it doesn't look like that good, right? As you can see those areas.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, and when I press and unfreeze this,
Right.
yep. Now you can just help the fabric to move more natural, but yeah, still doesn't look like it should.
So
Let me
it's
just quickly...
you'd have to do a little bit of playing around and testing.
Yes. Okay, now it looks better, right? Even with
Right.
the particle distance 5. So you can use the high quality, or I don't know how
Yeah, so
to
you increase the
name.
resolution and
Yes, so high
freeze
res
it.
mesh.
Yeah.
Yes, so you can create two different meshes, right? High
Yeah.
res and low res. The low res will go to IMVU. The high res will go to you can just make textures out
So
of it.
if
right?
you freeze the high res and then lower the particle, does that do this? It loses.
Yeah, as you
All
can
right,
see.
so it kind of does the same thing, but the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, it depends. What do you want to achieve?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to mention the fabric, right?
All
So
right.
you can choose different fabric for your mesh. You have presets.
Right.
As you can see, the list of presets is huge, and we have like corduroy, poplin, stretch, a lot of different. Let me just... Oh, this is the plush, right? I will just quickly go through the presets of different fabric and look at the mesh.
So it's
right?
actually it's assigning a different sort of weighting, as in
Yes,
physical weight.
like just normal fabric, right?
Right.
So like leather, cotton, and different, let's say, denim.
Right.
So let me just quickly cycle through the presets. And if you can't find the proper, let's say, preset, you can always press this small arrow and you can
Oh.
manually change it. Look at this.
Oh, cool.
So you can create your own preset, just save it here. You probably can find a lot of presets online. Yep. Okay, but I think we can go with, no, maybe wool will be
Right.
proper. Yep. So okay, now UV mapping, right? So we can change to, okay, we can sculpt, right?
Right.
But it's not the sculpting you want
So
to
if
to do.
that's so, let's say that that's your final mesh.
Mm-hmm.
So you would now go on to the UV mapping.
Yes.
Right.
I just press UV mapping. You can fill the mapping. Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry. I should select everything and fill. Okay. Now we can just move it aside.
Yeah, Unequal just said you had no idea you could do that. Your
Yep.
materials.
Yeah, the material tab is awesome. You can make a lot of different clothing. As I said, it's hard to make furniture. I mean, I think it's impossible to make furniture here. As I said before, you can make something like pillows,
Yes.
throws.
Yes.
Yep. So this is the mapping for the mesh, right?
Okay.
We can just change the wireframe. Do we have wireframe? Yes. So this is
Okay.
the Triton wireframe. But I usually do this in 3D Studio. But yeah, you can do this here and just skip the step in 3D Studio, right? It's up to you which one you wanna choose. And 2D view, 2D view. Okay, let me just quickly save. And what else can we do this? Can we do here? Ah, there are a lot of features to talk about. Just
yeah.
yeah, if you have any ideas for the next tutorial, I will be glad to read them and prepare myself to just to do the video that covers this area you want to see. But yeah, you can also, as you said, you can also import textures here. But yeah, I don't do textures here. And in the latest Marvel's Designer, you have a lot of garments, ready-made garments, like pants, t-shirts.
Oh.
So you don't have to make them by yourself. You can just edit them, right? And or you can just see the pattern, how it behaves, how to create
What's
patterns.
the licensing for use of their assets?
It comes with the default price of the
So
Marvel
you
Designer.
you can resell them in IMVU, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's good to edit them as at least, right?
Right. Yes.
You don't import the ready-made asset. I mean, if you want, you can. I guess you can use them and yeah, sell them on IMVU. I mean, as your product, of course,
Right.
derivable or something like this.
No, that
So
looks
yeah,
good. That looks good for a t-shirt, a quick t-shirt.
yeah. Doesn't look bad, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you can also adjust different. Let me just save it again, and I will just quickly show you how you can make frills, right? Do you call them frills?
Oh,
Like
right. Yes.
this is quite nice, and I will just try to be fast as possible, not to use the time we have
Oh, no,
for
that's
this
all
one.
right. We've got plenty of time.
Yeah, but people can be, think that I'm just
Well,
wasting their time.
it's being recorded anyway, so we've got an
Yeah, they
archive.
just you can skip this part if you don't want to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will be honored if you want to stay here, right? As long as you can. Okay, just um, yeah, we have, if you have like this is consists of two parts, right?
Yeah.
So you can't sew this to this, right? It will cause problems if you try to sew this part.
Oh, right, okay.
But there is a free sewing. So you just press here, stretch it here, and do the same here. And now it doesn't cause any problems.
Oh.
Let me just do this to the back part. Oh, wrong button. Okay, and oh, it fell down. No, come back. Okay, now it should, yes. And let me just connect those points. I connect correctly, yes. Okay, now we got the part we want to make a frill. We can do something like this. Let me just find the option here, elastic. Do you see this option? Just
Yeah.
when you press elastic, it will just create something like a rubber band.
All right.
Okay, so those edges
Yeah.
you see on the green,
Yeah.
it's in green, those edges are elastic. Now let me just add another fabric and let us make it, I don't know. Yeah, red is okay. And we can pick fabric for the bottom part of the mesh. And in this case, we should go with higher resolution because it won't look as good as we want to make it look like
Oh, I
frill.
see. Oh, I get that. Right. Yeah, yeah.
And let us make it longer. Okay. And it's right here, should be okay. And yep, we have to edit, and we should edit the presets, right? Okay, so you can see how it behaves now.
Mm-hmm.
I will just quickly cycle through those presets. So those are amazing tools to create, I don't know, peplums, frills, whatever you want to create, mostly for females clothing, right? So this is quite nice looking. Of course, if you increase the particle distance, I mean, in this case, decrease, it will look even better. But it also takes more time for your computer to compute this. And as you can see, it takes a few seconds more, but it looks nice. Let me just remove that.
So you're increasing the resolution of the mesh just to get the frills, because it doesn't necessarily do it at the same resolution as the top.
Yeah, you can make it different, right? Resolution top and bottom part of the mesh to just, make those parts of the mesh pop up to make those look better. And those will look better on IMVU. Okay, let me return. And what else can we do with this?
So we've got a question from Lady Frenzy Wicked Truth. Do they have a crochet or knit texturing? So knitwear.
Do you mean texture or preset?
Would it be a texture or either or?
I mean, texture, you can import your own textures. When it comes to presets, it got preset. Let me just quickly find. There was some knit.
I mean, there is the wool one, but
yes, there was. Oh, this is knit jersey, right?
Okay.
But this is only preset, so it behaves like knit fabric.
Right.
So when it comes to textures, I go to Substance Painter, and then in this Substance Painter, and I hopefully will cover this substance painter in next tutorial or
Right.
maybe
Yeah.
in the
So
future.
there's a difference between the texture, as in the red, versus the material in the sense of what the fabric is, what type of fabric is being simulated.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's just the simulation of the real life fabric, how it
Right.
behaves. Yeah.
Right.
Just okay. So let me just open the project with our live t-shirt. Okay. So I think it's about time to export this one, right?
Yep.
So as I said, if you wanna see more Marvel Designer, let us know. We will cover this more in depth. Like
Yeah. Yeah. We'll be doing. Hopefully, we'll be doing some more detailed streams, videos on
yes,
what we're going through today. So if there's something that's not clear or something that you want to know specifically, we can cover that in another stream or another video.
exactly. This is just live stream to just make
Yes,
and
just
see
yeah.
what people want to see, right, from
Yeah.
our live streams.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just close this. So we can just select everything, every pattern that we have here, and just export. And we can export this as OBJ or FBX, but I go with OBJ because you can just use it. It's versatile, right? Format.
So that's a little odd. So what are you exporting? You're not. You've got the. Oh, so you just selected the pattern just so that you could select the mesh.
Yes, exactly, and I
Right.
will show you that.
I was going to say.
What are you going to see now?
Right.
Yeah, I know that people that don't use Marvelous every
Yeah.
day, that they are surprised. Am I
Yeah.
exporting 2D pattern or mesh, right? So yeah, just let me save it. And we have Windows export OBJ, right? And you can choose what do you want to export, right? So we of course want to single object, so everything is as one object and welded, right? And we can choose thin or thick. This is quite nice feature because if you want, I can cover this in the future. You can make a inside layer of clothing, like when you make a hoodie, you can make an inside layer of hood,
Right.
right? So,
Okay.
and you can apply different textures to them.
So that's similar to using a solidify modifier in Max and Blender, I guess. So you're giving it thickness.
Yeah, in Max you can use shell as well,
right,
to make interior inside, let's say, layer of clothing or something like this. Okay, so and I think we can go with this one and just export. Just it's gonna take a second to export. Okay, and oh, wrong window. Let me just quickly turn on my Max. It's gonna take a second.
That's all right. Incidental music.
Yeah, just elevator music, right?
Elevator music, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, and you can make animations in Marvel Designer, but that's
That's morph animations though?
I have no idea. I haven't used those because it's not it has got no use for IMVU, so
oh right, okay.
I haven't discovered this
Yeah.
part of the Marvel Designer. Maybe in the future.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's going to be the equivalent to morph animations.
Probably yes. Okay, just let me remove hide all. Okay, so this is my default body. It's custom made, so it doesn't look like the same that
Might be
IMVU
worth.
provides.
Do you have the default handy? It might be worth loading the default in.
yes, I have, but I think it won't look as good as
Oh,
in
so
my.
you used the custom
Yes,
mesh in Marvelous.
yes, because yes, first of all, yes, I use custom, but
Right, okay, okay.
I designed my body to work with the
Right,
IMVU
right.
one, default one,
Yeah,
and also I have different skin, right,
right.
modifier. So every point is made by me, and it behaves more natural, and it's still, of course, in progress. I try to improve it all the
Yeah,
time.
no, that's so if you were right, so it doesn't really matter as long as you have either the default or a custom mesh. It doesn't really matter. It just what
Yeah.
matters is so long as you are matching your export from Marvelous to your whatever you've got in Max. Right, I
Yeah,
see.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. It doesn't matter. But in my case, as I said, I have this modifier heavily modified by me.
Right, yeah.
So, okay, just let me quickly import the, and this is this one. Import, and yep, we have it here.
Oh, wow.
Right, so it's low poly, right? So we
Yeah.
have jagged edges. But yeah,
Oh,
for this,
okay.
for the sake of this tutorial, we will just go with this t-shirt that we have. We can just, I mean, we can increase the modeling. Let me just quickly convert this to editable poly. I don't know if you have to do this in Blender, but in Max you have to.
Yeah.
You have to do this, and you can, smooth the mesh, and it looks better.
Oh, okay.
But we will just leave it like it is and just quickly relax the mesh, right? So it behaves like.
Right, okay.
It looks better a bit. Yep. So let me just quickly save this.
Yep, so you don't lose it.
Yeah, the more saves, the better,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Version save.
Yeah, I have so many versions of my
Yeah.
meshes, so okay. And we can just quickly apply any texture to it. This is texture from my previous creation. Don't pay
So
any
how's
attention
that?
to.
Is that correctly applied, or is that just roughly?
It is just this is my texture from previous mesh. So let me just show you the Uvw mapping. Oh, wrong one. Unwrap. Nope. This one. Yes. Am I doing something wrong? Yes, I was doing something wrong. Sorry, guys. Okay, so as you can see, we have the mesh here, right? Okay.
Oh, okay.
So this is correctly applied. I mean, you can always do like relax and.
So it's using the cut sheet.
Yes,
As
yes.
the UV map.
This one we designed here, right? So this is. It looks the same as
Right.
our pattern,
Yeah.
and it is in the same places like in our UV editor from the Marvelous Designer.
Right.
So yeah, and you can, if you are satisfied, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't blend in any place. I think you can also, go with this and make it like every part of the mesh or UVW map can be in one plane, in a one texture.
Can you do that in Marvelous?
Yes, you can. You can do. As you can see, you have many those instances here.
Oh, okay.
Or you can just make it like in one, and go this one by one, right?
Yeah.
Or you can just press it and adjust. Oh, I won't mess with this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we can go with this one, right? It doesn't matter. I'm not
no.
going to sell this T-shirt.
Yeah, it looks fine to me.
Yeah, I mean, maybe someone would buy it, but we will just keep this as the tutorial T-shirt, the ugly mate. Okay, so yep. when we exported the from the Marvelous Designer, we also have the rough UVW map from the Marvelous Designer, and also normal mapping, but we didn't have any, edges or any parts of the mesh to see and make it visible as normal map.
So is that the normal map for that? Is that creating this? Is that doing a structural normal map, or is that a texture as in a material? So the texture of wool, the texture of leather.
Yeah. It should create the texture if you apply the texture, of course.
Right. Okay.
It doesn't have texture of wool. It only have the one, like, I forgot the name. The preset, sorry.
Right.
Of the wool, right? So
yeah,
we don't need those at the moment. All we need, I mean, if you want, you can just export them from the Max, right?
Right.
So this is a render template, and of course you got with the standard ones. And
so we haven't done any tidying up of the mesh yet.
Yes. The question is, do we want to do this, or we want to skip this step?
No, I do.
For now.
Well, yeah. I mean, I suppose, yeah, because obviously it's time consuming. But
yes, I mean, you can go one by one. Let me just collapse this, right? And you can go as you can see.
Right.
The areas. You can weld those areas. But when you weld them, you have to, pay attention to UVW mapping, because it's going to change a bit, and you have to adjust the mapping. But it's gonna look better, right? This is a low resolution mesh, so it won't take much to just clean those areas.
Yeah.
But in the latest Max, I think in the 3D Studio Max 2021, you have a Retopology modifier. I don't have it here because this is 2017 only.
Yeah.
But when you use the Max from 2021, it's going to just make it quick and easy for you.
Right.
So it's up to you. Oh, wrong window. Okay. So, what next? Do you hear me, guys? Or
yeah, no, it's
Oh, my headphones just.
Oh right, no, it's you're coming out through loud and clear. So
I didn't hear you, so
no. So I guess the next step then would be it's weight painting and.
Yes, I do this.
Is it skinning in Max?
Yes. I do this in the easy way.
Right.
Just let me just quickly copy this one, make it unique. This one. If you use Max, you can make it unique. I remove my skin from the copy. I just name it copy and remove the skin. And now I will just have to attach the new t-shirt to the body that doesn't have the skin, right? But in the background, I have this my master skin mesh.
Right.
Body. And just quickly skin wrap. This is also modifier for 3D Studio Max. You choose what mesh you want to add, and we'll only add skin modifier to the new body. This is, in this case, copy, right? So let me choose this one, and this is the body 3.002. This is my master body.
Right.
I usually choose the face deformation. It doesn't have much difference, but I think it looks slightly better on IMVU. This is just point of how many deformation you get and fall off distance, face limit. You can adjust them, but I usually leave them as they are, and weight all points. Convert to skin, and this one is disabled, but we already have the skin. And let me just quickly check. And as you can see, it behaves like my avatar. And I will have to only do one thing I didn't do before. I forgot to do this. Let me just quickly save. I remove the bottom part because I skin the entire mesh, right? Entire body. So this is problematic a bit problematic, but yep. Let me just quickly remove the parts we don't want to have on the IMVU.
Oh right, so you're exporting the upper right, yeah, the upper torso, yes.
Yep. We only export the top, right?
Yeah.
So let me just. I usually press detach because it saves myself from errors, and I will try to export. I all the time use the how you call it, Call 3D. I will have to use the latest tool, right? IMVU introduced, but it doesn't work with custom-made avatars. So maybe for next time, I will try to prepare just our default avatar body in 3D Studio Max and show you how to use the Export Studio. I know that in Blender it works well, right? Okay, so let's see here. Live. And oh, this is animation. My bad. It should say mesh, right?
Yeah.
And of course, choose skeleton and export. Just gonna quickly export this one. And okay, we are done. We can go to the
studio.
Okay, so let's choose our PMake clothing and derive. Okay, so we choose upper body. Add select mesh. Add new.
Oh right, because you're importing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the old way, right?
Yeah.
To import.
Why are you doing it like that, Grandpa?
Yeah. I'm too old to use the tool. No, just kidding. I wanna use the tool because it opens door to new Studio Max, right? The latest Studio Max you can use the Cal 3D exporter is 2017, and as I said, it lacks of many features that you can use in new. Okay, let me quickly wait. Okay, now I applied to one different layer to the body to make it. You can make layerable tattoos or different, I don't know, whatever you want. This is my workflow, so you don't have to do this.
Right.
It's up to you what you create. And let me just quickly cover bikini covering and opacity. Oh, I didn't press the skin composite, right? Yes, and we have the mesh. Okay, of course,
Okay, so
we have few issues here we can easily fix in 3D Studio.
Yeah.
But yep, it doesn't look that bad. It got the wrinkles. And I usually texture the mesh in Photoshop, and I think we still have time to show you just a
quick
bit. Yeah, very quickly. I promise it won't take long. The Substance 3D Painter. This is amazing tool for texturers and meshers as well, because you should have the mesh, right?
Yeah.
So just let me quickly import the t-shirt. We have the let me check the naming. Okay, this one. And yes, okay, I didn't import the one from the 3D Studio. It's more smoother, right? It doesn't have this jaggy areas.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna leave it like it is. And as you can see, you have a lot of textures here. And let me just enlarge this one.
Oh, this is Substance. Oh look, yes. There's the wall.
As you can see, amazing textures.
Yeah.
And as I said before, I usually place, let's say, front panel of a t-shirt onto entire texture here
Yes.
to make
Yeah.
it more high definition.
Yeah.
But this doesn't look that bad, right?
So there's your wool texture frenzy.
Yeah. Maybe this one is fabric rough. So yeah. But you can import a lot of different texture here. So yeah, I think we will go with this one because I will want to show you something. Okay. Yep.
So this is Substance Painter, because there's a couple of them, isn't there? Substance Designer.
Yes, but when it comes to texturing for IMVU, this one is your default
Right.
one. Yes.
Right,
Because
okay.
you have like Stager, when you can create your renders.
Right.
You can create, in another one, you can create your textures from scratch or from real life pictures as well.
Right.
But this one is just to place the texture onto your mesh. You can import furniture here, everything else you want to see. Okay, so this is one is, we will go with this one. Okay, yeah.
Ooh,
So you can play with a lot of different options here, right? So you can make it more, I don't know, puffy.
Yeah.
I think we can go with this one. I don't wanna, abuse the the substance today. Okay, so yeah, this is great. Let's go with this one. Okay, so we go to export textures, and we just have to pick our source file type and the resolution, the size of the map, and yep, let's export quickly. And we have generated all the different maps, right? This is base color.
Goodness me.
This is height.
Yeah.
This is metallic, but of course it's not used.
Yeah, shininess. Yeah.
Yep. This should. Oh, this one is normal.
Yeah.
OpenGL, but we will use this one for IMVU.
Yeah.
You can do this in Photoshop, right? Or
yeah, isn't there a 3D plugin that allows you to load meshes directly into Photoshop? I think there is.
You can import the meshes, but
yeah.
I think they don't update this feature. I think, but you can also do the mapping. I mean, normal mapping in. Just let me quickly press this on this website. If you don't use this website, you can start using this one.
Yeah.
It's quite nice, and you can generate normal, displacement, ambient, and specular. So this one is shining map for IMVU, and this one is normal mapping for IMVU as well. Okay, but you can do this in Substance as well, as you can see. And also, before we import the textures,
Unequal's saying that the 3D wizardy thing doesn't work terribly well in Photoshop. So.
Oh yeah. I don't do this in Photoshop. I think they don't want to update this feature. So yeah.
Oh no, of course, because isn't Substance? Well, it's Adobe. Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Of course, it doesn't work.
That this is Adobe. Yeah.
Yeah, of course it doesn't work. Why would we think it would work when they want you to get something else?
You have to buy another software, right? At least the license.
Yeah.
Okay, and I also export the 2D view of the texture, so it will export the view of this one.
Right.
Oh, I forgot to do one thing. Let me just quickly do something. You can import different environments.
Oh, okay.
Let me just quickly show you.
Ooh.
So this is different lighting and different environment, right? And you can also, let me just move a bit, move the light. As you can see here. Yeah, you can increase the roughness, and you will see that the background.
Yes, you can see
this one.
Yeah.
You can see in the reflection of the mesh, right? In the reflection of the mesh. So let me just quickly return to the
Yeah. FEMA is back. They're just mentioning that you can bake lighting and you can bake ambient occlusion, but you'd want to be careful with that in Studio because you don't necessarily want to bake your environment into your
Yep.
textures because it can look incongruent in Studio if you go into a room and you've got a baked environment that conflicts with the room that you're in.
Exactly. It will look differently,
Yeah,
right?
it'd
So
look odd. Yeah, but you can do it. Yes.
yeah, you can. I just trying to showcase how
Yeah.
to make your product look
Ooh,
outstanding and
yeah.
amazing. But let me just go with those textures and okay, this one, and just let me cut this, make a new folder. Come on, and paste it, and okay. Now we have the mesh. I'm lost. Okay, here. And this is t-shirt, so let me name it t-shirt. Okay, and we will import textures. So let me just quickly find the new folder. Okay, and we are importing diffuse mapping, normal mapping, and let's do shyness. We'll see how it looks here. And let me quickly preview the t-shirt. Yep. And it looks like this.
Nice.
Yeah, you can increase those. Oh my. It's so shiny. The back of the t-shirt looked a bit better, right?
Yeah, but you can see that when you bake in the environment, it does look a little odd.
Yes. You
Yeah.
have some parts of
Yeah.
the environment from the
Yeah.
substance.
So I suppose if you were going to, I suppose you could make an environment map of the default room in IMVU and then
You
apply
can,
that,
yes.
and that would.
You can also use the like this only
Oh right,
lightning
okay.
in here, so you won't have any environment, only lightning, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
and you, as I said, you can change the light as you prefer, as you want.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yep. And you can remove roughness to make it just plain, right?
Yeah.
And then apply shyness and the normal mapping.
Yes.
You can increase roughness, make it less metallic. You can apply two different textures as well. So you can, let's say, apply this one onto this one.
Ooh.
Yeah, it doesn't look, I mean, doesn't look bad, but
Well,
doesn't look,
it's metallic, shiny red.
yeah, this aluminium.
Yeah,
But yeah, you
that's
can
yes.
just blend those textures, right?
Yeah.
Like in Photoshop or a different application. You have also different kind of generators. You can, someone asked about the, what was the texture?
Knit,
Right? Knit
wool.
textures. Yes, you
Yeah.
have generators. Usually you will have to buy them
Yes.
because they are no free, but they are like $5 for per generator. I recently bought the jeans denim generator,
Right.
and this is amazing one. You can just do this with few clicks and to create ones. But you can create your own as well, but it takes time, and you will have to just learn how to make them. Right. Okay. So
So
yep.
do you? Sujit is just asking. So you exclusively use Substance? You don't use Photoshop or
I
any
use Photoshop. Of course, I use. Now this is just my tool to make shadows, highlights on
Right.
the
Okay.
texture, and as well import. Let's say I want to make t-shirt, right? So I export this texture to
Right.
Photoshop. right?
Right.
But you can make stitches here, right? There are a lot of different options, right? You can make buttons. You can add glitter. Oh, sorry, too many buttons. You can add a lot of different overlays.
Okay.
You can also use how you call it
Stencils.
brushes,
Yeah.
right? You can create paint layers, and you can paint on this one, as you can see.
So I'm guessing that this is easier to use for this than Photoshop, Photo Paint, or Photo.
I mean, yeah, it depends, right? What's your main tool? I'm used to use Photoshop, so I usually, as you can see, that those brushes are from Photoshop.
Yeah.
So yeah. So as they have asset shop, so you can download new assets. Many are free, but some are paid. As I before, generators made by other people usually are paid. I mean, you will have to pay for them. So yeah, this is the substance. If you wanna have a video about the substance,
Yeah, I think
just
that's something that.
just let me know. But as I said, I usually make highlights, shadows in the substance, and just go to the Photoshop to make the rest of the textures, right?
Right.
And yep. Okay, so the one on IMVU doesn't look that bad, but it needs more love, right? So I would go with those areas, fix them.
So you exported just a flat color texture as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what would the product look like with that in place instead of
Yep,
the
just let me quickly go there. Do I have this one? This one. You are
yes,
talking
that
about
one,
this one.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, this is the base one without the environment, as you
Yeah.
mentioned.
Yeah.
Just let me copy this one to the new folder. Copy, paste, and yes. Yeah, it's good to play around then with them. Yep.
Interesting.
I think it looks better even.
It does. Well, I mean, it looks, it suits the environment obviously because it's not got
Yes,
the lighting from the other scene
exactly.
baked
And if
into
you
it.
don't use the IMVU Studio, and I encourage you to just try it and use it, because you can create a lot of amazing clothing and furniture as well. Just let me try to load a room, but I think I don't have lightning there. Okay. Oh yeah, it does.
Oh, it's got an animated light.
Yeah, yeah. So I just wanted to showcase, right,
Yeah.
how it looks and how different, let's say, ambient lighting, or I don't know, different colors of light.
Yeah, very cool.
And you can see the bumps of the texture. Normal mapping are highlighted here.
Yeah.
So if you create wrinkles in Photoshop or Substance, they will also be visible when you create the mapping, the normal mapping, right?
Mm.
So okay, you can also play with new features if you don't use them, guys. So you can apply them. Let me just, okay. So this is Iridescence.
Ooh.
It looks nice when you have solid color. Let me just quickly try to play with this. I don't know how much time do we still have. But
We've got a, let's see. We've got about, well, we've been going for about an hour and a little bit, but so we've I mean, we've got about 20, 30 minutes.
Okay, so yeah, but because I already showed you most of the things I wanted to show. We are okay, yeah. This is the Iridescence.
Yeah.
Right. It looks amazing. I think it will look nice when you make some winter clothing,
Mm.
or puffers those
Yes.
big
Padded jackets.
jackets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, we have emission, right? I don't know if you played with this one.
I have, but not for clothing.
I have planned to use this. Let me just quickly enable the emission. Okay, this one is too much, but let's see. What are we going to get? Yeah.
Ow, my eyes.
I usually go, I think, with this one, or even lower. Let me just quickly check. Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, so what you would do with that is control it with your texture.
Mm-hmm.
You would, finesse it.
But yeah, you can see that it's
Yeah,
already
it's still, yeah.
giving light. You can also add particles, but maybe not too many, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
computers or mobiles don't want to
No.
have too many particles. Okay. Yeah. That I think that's it when it comes to my
Yeah,
workflow.
that's
I usually add Photoshop to make the clothing, right?
yeah,
Oh, this is the catalog. Just so yeah.
that's very cool.
Let me just quickly show you my products. Maybe not quitting from this one. So yeah, this is one of my products. As you can
All
see,
right, yeah.
you can make the front panel shining. I mean the effort giving light, and the back one is dull, right?
Yeah.
Quite nice effect. If you're going to a party or somewhere else, you can use it.
Yeah, Halo.
Yep. Oh, I have Halo.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. You ask for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
Okay, and I think that's everything for the showcase right now. If you have any questions
Yeah.
or ideas, right, for the
Yeah.
new um, series of the tutorials, videos, live streams we are going to make, because me and jazzKat are going to make a lot of those videos, maybe text tutorials as well. It
Yes.
depends.
It depends.
It depends just what we have to do, and you want to see, right? Because we have been chosen to just as well help you, right?
Yes.
Help other creators discover the features of the IMVU, show you our workflow, right? What kind of applications, 3D, 2D we use. So yeah, if you have any
No, FEMA is back.
oh,
FEMA is back is asking a question. When you make a marvelous video, can you do a spaghetti top? Because small straps are easy to fall off the body. So that's yes. So like if you were doing a top with very thin straps, yeah. So that'll be an interesting video to do.
yeah, I mean we can cover this one in next video, but you
Yeah.
can make it with the pins, right? Pins
All right. Yes.
with freezing, because when you use pin, you can pin the small part of the mesh, right? And it will remain in despite of the environment, right?
Yeah.
As you can see, it won't move
Yeah. Oops.
anywhere else. Okay. Yeah, I'm destroying my work.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you can also, as I said, freeze a
Yes.
part of the mesh. So yeah, you can definitely make the spaghetti top
Yeah. No. Well, that's
bikini.
well. I've made a note of that, FEMA. So that's something that we'll cover. And yes, smiling. This stream will be uploaded later on.
Yep. There is gonna be copy of the live stream to access, so you can just rewatch it anytime.
Yeah. So if there are any other sort of clothing items, I mean, obviously don't go bonkers and make them really complicated. Don't suggest complicated clothing because that's going to be time limited. But any ideas for general clothing, and we'll see if we can cover those in Marvelous and how you do them in Marvelous.
Exactly. I mean, I think people would like to see, probably, in my opinion, likes oversized clothing.
Yes,
like this one.
but yeah, well, I was going to ask about that in terms of how you, because obviously it's shrink wrapping to the avatar. So if you wanted to change so that it didn't shrink wrap as much, what you would need to do to make them oversized, as you say.
Yeah. So yeah, we can definitely cover this part of the Marvelous Designer coding and importing this to Studio and 3D Studio Max, of course.
Yeah.
And maybe Blender, because I don't know how many of you use Blender, but I think most of the people use the Blender.
quite a few people use Blender, but clothing is tricky in Blender. But it is doable, obviously, because people have been making clothing. But I'll have to think about that one in terms of how we can use Marvelous imports.
Yeah,
because that's one of the. Go on, sorry.
Yeah. For reference, if you go to my catalog, all my clothing is created in Marvelous Designer.
Yeah.
So the workflow I just showed you, that it's my usual workflow with, of course, more attention to details, right? Because it's not the quantity but quality you create makes the product outstanding.
Yeah, Unequal uses Marvelous with Blender.
Yeah.
FEMA is saying jackets and baggy clothes.
Also, so we are taking notes, right?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Good. So yeah. Any other questions or ideas?
What's your shop name? What's your shop name?
Yeah, shop name. It's Kuroi001.
Yeah, so that's KUROI001.
Exactly. So feel free just to visit my shop and check clothing. Yeah. So
actually, if you drop it in Discord chat.
Can I drop it right now?
Oh well, yeah. Do it after.
Yeah. Okay. I will do it when we stop streaming.
Yeah, so I mean, this is Marvelous Designer, this is Substance Painter, this is 3D Studio Max. So obviously there is a cost involved in that.
Yeah, it's just it depends how seriously you treat your creator status, right? I'm full-time creator, and I've been creating for 12 years now. So I can just cover those costs, but they are not cheap. And I know that Blender becomes more powerful.
Yes.
Day by day, and I really consider moving from Max to Blender as soon as it's that powerful that I can create export clothing without any issues.
Yes.
But maybe this year, it's like $200 a month in my pocket.
Yes.
So yeah. So Marvelous and Substance aren't that expensive, so you can always give it a try, right?
Yes.
It's I think both have 30 days trial applications, so you can just try them out and see if they are for you. I think the Substance is, I don't know, 19 or 29 if you wanna go monthly.
FEMA, yes, basically 3D. FEMA is just saying 3D Studio Max is easy to export clothing. Yes, basically just because the original content was made with 3D Studio Max, so you are essentially getting, you know, a one-to-one correspondence between the mesh and
Yes. Well,
yes,
the drawback of Max is that, at least in my case, I can't export the FBX format.
right, yeah. That might be another one that we can have a look at.
Yeah, we are working on this one. Maybe we'll make it work in the future. When it comes, of course, to the custom-made avatars. You can export meshes with the default avatar from the tool that IMVU created, right? 3D Studio tool. We will try to cover this one as well in the future.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep those questions coming, guys.
Yes, FEMA is saying that Substance is free for students. So if you are studing, if you are learnerating.
Substance is quite nice. It brings your clothing to the next level. Let me just try to quickly import. Do I have some? This card. Oh yeah, this is just a dress made. Oh yeah. As you can see, I have two different textures, right? One for front and one for the back.
All right.
So yeah, you can drop down them and you export them as separate maps.
Yes.
And you get higher resolution. Let me just check. Yes, as you can see, right, the texture is smoother, nicer, crispier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can also change all the parameters of the mesh, right? So yeah.
Oh, okay. So you can't. I'm just looking at Substance Painter. You can't get Substance Painter on its own by the looks of things. You can only. Or can you? Yeah, so it's either £40, well, £40 or $40 or however many dollars that is for the suite, or
Yeah.
15.
Oh, sorry.
Or $15 or £15, whatever that is the equivalent of, for the texturing tools.
Yeah, I think it was $19. Just let me quickly. What the hell? Not my licenses. Oh, okay. Faster. I think I'm logged out, so I can check the pricing.
Yeah, you see, it's not giving you the. You can't buy it individually. You have to get it as part of a suite.
Yeah, I mean you can get 3, right? So this is.
That's Painter, Designer, and.
This is. It is Is it Stager? Or let me just quickly check. SG,
Stager, yeah.
No, it's
No,
not
that's
Stager.
Stager. Yeah, the other one
This
is
Stager, SG, and this one is Sampler. Okay, so you can create your own textures,
right,
and export them or import them, right, to the different one, different application from Adobe as well.
Hang on. We've got some more questions. Student version. Are you making a high poly on it? FEMA is asking. What do you mean, FEMA? Yes, this will be archive Chelomere more. So we've got a Unequal's asking about what we were talking about earlier about the normal maps. So baking normal maps in Marvelous, or is that Substance?
You can do both.
Yeah, so
but
that's something that we'll cover
yep.
specifically. Yeah, so we'll cover that in Unequal.
Yeah, this top was created as well in Marvelous Designer, and this is optimized top with Retopology.
Yes.
I just can quickly show you that you can use the external apps for Retopology. It's instant meshes. You can open your mesh. It's not perfect, but it gives you something to work with. Let me just check. This one is we created, right?
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Just advanced wireframe frame. You can decrease number of polygons or increase in this. It's not, as I said, it's not perfect, and it doesn't always give you the result you wanna see. But it allows you to make it like you can use the tool to show the flow of your mapping, right? So you can go to the areas. Oh, I have to disable it for a second, I think, or not. Go to the areas where you have wrinkles.
Yeah.
And highlight them.
Yeah.
Like this, and the texturing. I mean the mapping and the mesh wireframe we will adjust. Okay, it should look better.
Right.
Okay, solve, export, and extract mesh. Yeah, it doesn't work as it should.
Yeah, I
because
see
it's
what it's
external application, right? So
yeah.
As I said, you can treat it as just additional tool, not as your main tool. As I said, Max 2021 got a Retopology mesh. I will try to show you in some videos how to use it, because this one is really amazing, and yeah, it's highly recommended. But yeah, it's unfortunately paid application. So yeah.
Nice. Right. Well, if there aren't any more questions, you can. Oh yes, yeah. That new word quadrulate.
Yeah.
FEMA. Yes, you'll see that in the video if you really watch it.
Yeah.
Quadrangulate.
Quadrangulate. Yes.
Quadrangulate. Yes.
Quadrangulate. Yep.
Yes, you can remesh in Marvelous. Yes, we briefly touched on that as well, FEMA. So it's this was just basically an overview of the process of making a simple T-shirt, and just the basics of using Marvelous for those that don't know, myself included, and the process of getting that out of Marvelous into Max and fiddling around with it, and then into Studio. No, in Unequal, no, not ZBrush. We don't have that. But
no, we don't have this one because I think it's very high poly, right?
Oh yes, I mean I mean in terms of using it for creating your high res meshes, yes, that's it's usable, functional, obviously for that, but obviously not necessarily for the low res in-game version.
Okay. Yep. So, do we have any other questions? Oh.
You use ZBrush to get your low res meshes from Unequal. I mean, you can do it, but you're better off using that for your high res. I mean, unless you can do a retopology and get a low res from it. Yeah, there you go, retopology. But no, we won't be covering that, but that may be something to look at another time using ZBrush, because there are a lot of tools that we can use to create content.
Yes, and the more tools we use, the bigger bill becomes, right? So we wanna
Yes.
keep this. I don't know if you make living off this, so you don't wanna use like 10 tools that you have to pay for them.
Yep, exactly.
As I said, I'm just considering Blender in the future as well.
Yeah, I mean, because if you're not really doing that much in 3D Studio Max, because you're doing it all in other applications, I mean, really, the only reason you're using 3D Studio Max is essentially just to set the mesh up ready for use in IMVU and exporting it to the correct format. I mean, that's literally all you're using it for. Yeah, so I mean, unless of course if you were only making clothing, then 3D Studio Max doesn't necessarily make as much sense as maybe switching over to something else that can export the FBX. But if you were making rooms and furniture, accessories, other things, then Max is still obviously the viable option, because you're using the original files, so you don't have as many issues. But yes, I mean, a lot of creators have switched over or used Blender just because it's not the what is it, $50 a month for Max?
For Max.
How much is Max a month?
When you get monthly payment, it's $200.
Yeah, so
you can lower this bill when you go to yearly, I think.
Yeah, or if you're a student,
it's still not a big difference. So yeah, it's a lot of money. So
all right then. Well, I guess we'll call it quits there for this stream. I'm not quite sure when the next one will be, but we're going to try and do them at the very least weekly, so every Monday at the same sort of time. Yeah, 200 unequal, yeah. So we're going to try and do them every Monday, whilst the creator program is live. And then all of these things will be archived on the various platforms, and I think IMVU may be restreaming these as well. I'm not quite sure about that. But
they could rebroadcast.
Yes.
Broadcast, yes.
Yeah. So thanks for lurking lurkers, and thanks for the questions and the comments from FEMA and Equal, Frenzy, Dave, Sunny, and I think I've missed somebody. Smiling. Michael, or Michelle rather. I think that's it. Yes, that's it. So you're all very welcome, and we shall see you on the next stream, which hopefully will be next Monday, same time.
Thank you very much for coming here today and staying with us. Just watching how we work. In this case, how I work.
Yep,
guys. So see you in the next video.
Yep. See you later.
I will post my link to my catalog. When we stop streaming.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Bye bye, guys.